Hi, my name is Tate Kirchenschlager. We're going to talk about shoulder control with your horse through the corner, brought to you by Genuine Billy Cook Saddles. All right, so when I'm running to the steer, I like a horse to run uphill. And then when I get there, I want him to rate. This horse ain't rating. There he does. Then let him get the weight on the end of the rope, get his shoulders up, left leg down. So when we're talking about controlling their shoulders in the turn, so like right here, I want to pick his shoulders up, put him on his left leg, and then let his shoulders step across. So ideally, like this horse wasn't real good right there. He was kind of in the right lead, but ideally what I want to do is when I rope is I want a horse's shoulder to stand up and their left leg to get up underneath them. And then I want to be able to move their shoulders across to the left when I go to turn them. So if I can stand this horse's shoulder up when I go to dally the steer, dally onto the steer, the horse feels the weight. If I can stand his shoulder up, then that'll keep him from ducking, that'll keep him from getting strong. Honestly, if you can get their shoulder to stand up when they feel the weight of the steer, you can do whatever you want to do with the horse. There's a bunch of drills you can do. Like, you need to work it off the weight of the steer. You need to rope and let that weight of the steer pull that horse's shoulder up. So like, I'll show you on the next steer how to work on it a little bit. So right here, when I want to pick this horse's shoulder up, circle, I'll kind of pull him in the ground right here and slide a little rope and let that steer step around. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm picking this horse's shoulder up before I turn him off. So like, that's a good drill you can do. Like, you can run up there and kind of circle those steers and pick those shoulders up a little bit. And like, when I'm doing that, like, I'm picking up with my hand and squeezing him forward with my feet to get his shoulders up. So like, when I rope the steer and he feels the weight and he starts the turn and he wants to pull down, I'm gonna lift up with my hand, squeeze him forward with my feet, and that's gonna lift his shoulder and drop his ass for the steer to come around. All right, so if I'm gonna work on getting this horse's shoulders up through the turn, I'm gonna let him step over here, feel the weight, and then I'm gonna pick him up. Pick him up, slow his stride down, and then let him push on. Okay, so when I'm trying to get control of this horse's shoulders in the corner, I'm gonna do a little bit of it right here before. Make sure he matches the stride of the steer. Get the weight of the steer on the end of the rope, pick his shoulders up, and then let him step across. Okay, so when I'm gonna control his shoulders through the turn, I'm gonna set it up a little bit by making sure he matches the stride of the steer. And I'm gonna get the weight on the end of the rope, lift, let him find his left leg, and then turn him off. But the main thing is, don't let him turn off until you get his shoulders up. And make sure he feels the weight of the steer, and let the weight of the steer help him find it. Like, I don't want to have to manually make his shoulders come up every time. I want this horse to feel the weight of the steer, and when he feels the weight of the steer, I want him to think shoulders up, left leg down. So you need to relate with getting his shoulders up with the weight of the steer. So like on those 3 runs there, like the biggest thing I'm trying to do when I control this horse's shoulders. So after I rope, it's natural for any horse, after you rope and pull your slack, they want to get their shoulders down to turn off. So I like a horse's shoulders to be up for 2 reasons. If their shoulders are up, their ass is underneath them, and that's the strongest point of their body is their ass. And then the other reason, if their shoulders are down, you lose control of the steer and you lose control of your horse for a couple strides. So to get their shoulders up, like you'll see on those 2 or 3 steers there, when I run up there, made him match the stride of the steer, but after I roped, I waited until I got the weight of the steer on the end of the rope. And once he felt the weight, I made sure to slow his feet down and get his shoulder up, get his left leg underneath him before I turned him off. So 2 and 2 go together. When the horse feels the weight needs to help stand your horse's shoulder up, you know. And so when I'm teaching this horse to do it, I'm roping, letting him feel the weight of the steer, and then I help him just a little bit with my hand, stand his shoulder up, just with lifting my hand a little bit. And I need to correlate standing his shoulder up with the weight of the steer. That way, when I'm roping or showing or jackpotting and there's a fresh steer and you're running, when the weight of the steer goes on the saddle horn, they'll naturally stand their shoulder up, and then you can do what you want with the steer. If you can get your horse's shoulder to stand up after you dally, you can do whatever you want with the handle. You can set the speed of the handle. You can control setting up your face, everything. It's when your horse's shoulder gets down through the turn that you're kind of along for the ride for a while.